Homelander's real plan in the Gen V finale. Ever since Gen V exploded onto Prime Video, fans have been asking the same question: what's Homelander really doing here? His sudden appearance in the finale shook the entire show, not just because it was shocking, but because it hinted at something much bigger, something strategic, something terrifying. Was it just a cameo to remind us that the Boys still owns this universe? Or is Homelander setting up a plan that will carry straight into The Boys Season 5? Let's break down why Homelander's cameo might be more than fan service, and how it could reveal the next phase of his master plan. By the end of Gen V Season 2, Godalkin University is in ruins, chaos, blood, and betrayal everywhere. The young Supes who once thought they were training to be heroes have learned the truth. Vought doesn't make heroes. It manufactures weapons. And right in the middle of that fallout stands Homelander. He doesn't come to comfort or command, he comes to judge. His arrival isn't random. It's deliberate. Because in Homelander's mind, the world is finally aligning with his vision, a society divided between gods and insects. What we're seeing is not just a cameo. It's a recruitment mission. The seeds of a new order. To understand Homelander's plan, we have to remember one thing about his psychology. He's obsessed with control. Not power for power's sake, but total obedience, emotional, physical, ideological. At this point in the Boys' timeline, Homelander has already lost control of the Seven, lost the trust of the public, and faces rebellion within Vought itself. He's unstable, cornered, and desperate to rebuild his base. So where does he look? The next generation? Godalkin University is the perfect hunting ground. It's filled with young, impressionable Supes raised on Vought propaganda, kids who still want to believe in heroes. Homelander doesn't need soldiers who love justice, he needs believers who love him. His appearance in Gen V wasn't about intimidation. It was about selection. He's identifying who among these students can serve his new world order. Homelander's endgame, the cult of Supes. Think about what he said in The Boys Season 4. They hate us because they fear us. That line isn't just bravado, it's the foundation of a new ideology. Homelander wants to turn that fear into faith. Imagine a future where he leads not a corporate superhero team, but an army of Supes who see him as a god, a literal Church of Homelander. And what better place to start than Godalkin University, the breeding ground for tomorrow's heroes? Homelander's plan could be to reshape Godalkin into a training camp, not for saving people, but for enforcing his rule. A new generation indoctrinated into his belief that Supes are superior and humanity exists to serve. Marie Morrow, the threat and the key. Enter Marie Morrow. She's the one student who doesn't fit into Vought's mold. Her powers, manipulating blood, are terrifyingly intimate and potentially lethal, even to someone as strong as Homelander. She's the opposite of what he wants, self-aware, compassionate, unprogrammed. Homelander's plan has to deal with her. Here's the twist: what if Homelander doesn't want to kill Marie, but convert her? He's seen what she can do. He's seen that she refuses to bow to authority. To a narcissist like Homelander, that's irresistible. In his eyes, she's the only one who might understand him, someone born from trauma, punished for power, yet still seeking meaning. So imagine if the finale isn't just about Homelander crushing the rebellion at Godalkin, but trying to bring Marie into his orbit. If he can turn someone like her, a moral symbol for the next generation, he doesn't just win. He rewrites the definition of hero. The Vought connection. None of this happens without Vought. The corporation has always used Homelander as both weapon and mascot. But after years of chaos, Vought's executives know he's too unstable to control. That's where Godalkin comes in, the company's secret project to design new Supes who are loyal, programmable, and marketable. If Homelander seizes that project, he gains what he's never had, a loyal army bred from Vought's own science. It's poetic revenge, using Vought's experiments to create a society where he no longer needs them. Homelander doesn't want to destroy Vought yet. He wants to inherit it. To him, Vought isn't the enemy, it's the throne. The hidden message in his cameo. Rewatch that final scene with this perspective. Notice his expression. He doesn't look enraged, he looks curious. Almost proud. He's studying these kids, especially Marie, Jordan, and Kate, like they're prototypes. He's thinking, this is the future. Homelander showing up at Godalkin is like a god descending from the clouds, not to smite, but to observe his disciples. It's a test, and those who survive it will become his apostles. That's why his arrival doesn't feel random. It's the start of his new empire. Setting up The Boys Season 5. Now here's where things get really interesting. We already know Gen V directly ties into The Boys Season 5. The events at Godalkin, the viral footage, the student rebellion, the experiments, will spill into the main series' political war between humans and supes. Homelander's plan in the Gen V finale could be the spark that ignites that war. Imagine Season 5 opening with him using the chaos at Godalkin as justification for a new world order, calling it proof that supes need to govern themselves, without human oversight. He'll frame himself as the protector of superkind, the only one capable of restoring order. And the worst part? The public might believe him. If that happens, Godalkin becomes his version of West Point, a place that breeds his loyal elite, ready to enforce Homelander's law. The real twist: Homelander wins without fighting. The most frightening part of Homelander's plan is that he doesn't need to use violence to win. He's already mastered the art of propaganda. A single speech, a single manipulated image, can shift millions. If he positions the Godalkin massacre as a tragedy caused by bad actors, he can emerge as the savior of subkind. And while Marie, Jordan, and Andre are trying to expose Vought, Homelander will spin the story to make himself the hero. That's how he operates, not through brute force, but through narrative control. The same way Vought controls the media, Homelander controls belief. His true weapon isn't laser vision, it's ideology. The bigger picture. Homelander's real plan in Gen V isn't about one school or one cameo. It's about generational takeover. He knows he can't rule forever, so he's grooming the next wave, kids who will worship him, replicate him, and spread his philosophy long after he's gone. Marie might be the only one who can stop him, not by fighting, but by exposing his manipulation before it takes root. Because the ultimate battle in this universe isn't just about power. It's about who defines it. Final thoughts. Homelander's appearance in the Gen V finale wasn't a stunt, it was a warning. A preview of what's coming when gods realize they can breed disciples. If our theory is right, his real plan is already in motion. Recruit from Godalkin. Replace Vought's control with his own. Turn Marie's defiance into loyalty. And build a new world where Homelander isn't feared, he's worshipped. That's the terrifying beauty of his character. He doesn't just dominate the story, he consumes it. And when The Boys Season 5 arrives, we may finally see that the real villain of Gen V wasn't Vought, or Godalkin, or even Kate's manipulation. It was the idea that a god can be loved more than he can be stopped. Because if Homelander's plan works, the age of heroes is over.